everybody, this is John for MTG Nexus coming at you with some more Incinerator Burn. Once again with the green splash, kind of brought to you by Poseidon, as this is one of his earlier builds. As a friendly reminder, if you like lightning bolt based content, especially in the modern format, please consider subscribing to our channel, as we aim to be the most informative lightning bolt based channel for modern on YouTube, including Burn, Jund, Gruul, and a little bit of Death Shadow here and there. And a sprinkling of Pioneer and Legacy when we can get to them. So, deck tech time, what we've been working on a little bit. This is the same list that I've played a couple different leagues to 3-2 finishes. The theory behind this is it's trying to leverage Chandra's Incinerator in the main deck and Klothys, God of Destiny, as well as Destructive Revelry in the sideboard. Chandra's Incinerator, the new powerful card from M21, requires a little bit of build around, hence why we're playing copies of Seal of Fire in addition to Riftbolt. This costs X cheaper for each point of non-combat damage dealt to your opponent. So basically your bolts turn into a 3-cost reducer. Your Seal of Fire turn into a 2-cost reducer, so any bolt plus Seal of Fire equals 1 mana. Incinerator, especially if you can play this on turn 1. And Seal of Fire, while it is a little bit below the going rate in the modern format, does have nice synergies with trying to fight the Mog Menace, going on with conspicuous Snoop combo. Having an onboard answer to that is quite nice. Beyond that, you're playing a relatively stock Boros Burn list. You do have to cut some cards to fit Seal of Fire and Incinerator in. This particular list, we're choosing to run no Skullcracks in the main, only 2 copies of Searing Blaze, and no copies of Lightning Helix. So that is the main deck. The only Boros card in the main deck is Boros Charm, mainly because 4 damage is above the going rate, helps to offset Seal of Fire, and also combos quite nicely with Chandra's Incinerator. Had to switch around the mana base a little bit because we're trying to work a green splash in the sideboard, so we're only running 3 Inspiring Vantage and 3 Sunbaked Canyon, no Fiery Islet. Still running 3 Mountains, 2 Sacred Foundries. I've been always pretty much happy with this arrangement. Allows you to get enough basics, you know, if you're getting Path and Field of Ruined. Also allows you to have enough white sources to fetch up or have to not get kind of color screwed on your white splashes. Beyond that, nothing too special. 4 Goblin Guy, 4 Swift Spear, 4 Eidolon, in addition to your 3 Incinerators. And, you know, Incinerator is a very powerful card, so there is some worth there to go around building around it. Sideboard time. So this is the sideboard that we ran for the first 3 matches in the Manatraders series. Now the Manatraders series has a pre-qualifier and a Swiss and a top 8. All these matches were in the pre-qualifier, where basically you have to go either win 7 of your first 10, or win 13 of your first 20, or win 18 of your first 30. And then beyond that, you have to have a 60% win percentage if you go over 30 matches. So, what is going on here? 4 Path to Exile, pretty self-explanatory. It's helping answer a bunch of non creatures, like Core Firewalker in the mirror, things like Tarmogoyf, Death Shadow, etc. Can also, in a pinch, deal with an Uro, but after Uros gain quite a bit of value. Don't know how well that is sometimes, but sometimes the Uro just represents such a large threat that you have to deal with it. Core Firewalker, red mirrors, Prowess, Burn, Gobos, can bring in some matchups where you're expecting Leyline of Sanctity, especially decks like Ad Nauseam, where it just pays to have more of a board presence, pressure your opponent into not only having the Leyline, but also having a good hand. 4 copies of Skullcrack. A lot of life gain in the format right now, especially out of the snow decks. You're seeing things like Uro, you're seeing things like Weather the Storm, you're seeing things like Timely Reinforcements, etc. So you need to have ways to combat that. Not always easy to hold up the mana at the right time, especially if they're playing 3 Fairy. And then we get to the green splash. So in the Boros version, you're stuck running things like Smash to Smithereens or Wear Tear or Disenchant. So if you want a enchantment destruction spell, you're kind of trading some damage for the utility. Destructive Revelry solves that problem, however it means you have to make a change to your mana base. This particular one, we're running 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fetch lands, plus the Stomping Ground, so you have access to 9 green sources. You got to be mindful of fetching up your Destructive Revelries or matchups when you're bringing in Destructive Revelry or Clothis, God of Destiny. D-Rev obviously is a upgrade in a lot of spots, especially against Leyline of Sanctity, also good again in a lot of spots against Chalice of the Void. Allows you to continue to push damage at the cost of a little bit more damage out of your mana base. Clothis, God of Destiny. Now this is primarily Poseidon's thing from the Burn Discord. It's a grinding card. It's card advantage in the red mirrors, because if it sticks more, if you can prolong the game, it's a card that just slowly grinds you life gain and damage. Pairs decently with your Incinerators in the mid to late game. Makes them a little bit easier to cast. All you have to have is one burn spell to be able to cast them. And then, against Snow, it can chip away at their graveyard, making Uro more difficult to cast or recur. It's just a nice grind card in the grinding matchups against Jund, Rock. I don't think we bring it in against Gruul. That's a little more of a tempo and aggro game. But anything that's going to be grinding or anything that's going to be trading resources, like the mirror match, like Prowess being able to chew away at their graveyard, being able to keep them off those Bedlam Revelers is especially important. So, Clothis, interesting addition to the Burn family. I'm not 100% sold on it, but I do think it's a very powerful sideboard card in the matchups where you find and cast it. So, in a timely manner. So, that said, let's hop into our first several matches here and see how we do. We're back for our first match with the Incinerator Burn with the green splash here in the Manatraders series. 5 landers can't keep. Hand's pretty decent. Back. What are we putting back here? Riftbolt? Feels like it's Riftbolt. Could be Riftbolt, could be Boros Charm. 2 for. I guess we'll just put back Boros Charm for now. Be mindful of the main of this game. Don't want to deal ourselves too much damage. Looks like we might be up against the mirror. Nine cards in hand. Okay, no, it's Gobos. So Eidolon's not great here, but I still think we deploy it. Okay. Just getting an opponent all the candy in the world. Curious how much they limit themselves to avoid taking damage from Eidolon, and how much they have to play the board just to avoid getting annihilated. Snoop Doggy Dog. With different lands here. Mismatch Mountains, so terrible. Mold War Marshal. What? I think we attack with both here. Yeah, that was dumb. Dumb to miss that attack step. Island 1-drop, Skirt Prospector. Okay. Okay. Sure. Forever is just too scary. I'm drawing way too many lands, unfortunately. They have a Kiki on top. We'll have a Kiki and 2 unknown in hand. Okay. Matron, sure. Why would you go get Snoop here? Definitely seems like the wrong card to have gotten. This from here because we just drew too many non cards. Definitely want the paths. Probably want the firewalkers. And get rid of these Eidolons. Do we want D-Rev against what might be a Chalice deck? Maybe. Board those out. Board some more D-Revs in. 2. Don't want to go too far down the rabbit hole. Hand is fine, but awkward. Just lead on Swift Spear, and then see if we draw another burn spell. Those of you that wonder why I say Goblins is a not great matchup for Burn without Incinerator, this is the card right here I'm referring to. And the combo just makes it that much more awkward. Hopefully we rip another burn spell and can just go to town with Incinerator. Wow, only kept a one-lander. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. A bold strategy. Alright, and our pawn scoops. Still haven't seen the Incinerator out of our deck. Yeah, I'm still leaving in 2D revs. I really don't want to be cold to the combo, or to Vial and Chalice, so could bring in Skullcracked, but Sling Gang is set up so life gain is a lot harder to prevent with Skullcrack, so I'm more interested in playing to the board with most of my cards, outside of obviously Lava Spike, which is fine just because it enables Incinerator. This hand once again with the Incinerator, a little bit awkward, but fortunately we have to lead on Swift Spear most likely. Going to shock in Sacred Foundry on 1. This gives us the maximum flexibility to play relevant spells. Goblin into Vial. Yep. Alright, Goblin God's a little better in this spot. damage output this turn. It's going to have a land on 2. See if they go for Chalice or something here. War Marshal's kind of unfortunate here. Awkward. Don't like taking the extra damage, but I think I'm going to fetch the Stomping Ground here. Just want to put as much pressure on them as possible. Have a free block regardless here. This looks like they're just going to preserve their life total, which is fine. Nothing to violin on 2. Don't think they can combo this turn even with War Chief and reveal War Chief that we know about. Yep. Another War Marshal's annoying. Triggers. Matron. Go ahead, drawing Matron. Chieftain's annoying. Lands expert. Still without a land. And you can go get Sling Gang, help you draw land. So you're dead. Nice. Cool. Nice to get a win against the Gobos. Back for our second match with Incinerator Burn here in the Manatraders series. It's fine. Not like exciting. We don't have one of our 1-drops. We do have Bolt and Lava Spike. Double Lava Spike. Eidolon. Yeah, hand's perfectly reasonable. Opponent's aggressively mulliganing. This kind of indicates that we might be up against some type of Tron deck or Dredge, maybe. Or just opponent mulliganing aggressively. Alright, so maybe Adnos? Nope, no. Okay. Opponent's not going to have enough resources to fight through everything, most likely. Yep, opponent gets to mill us for 6, which is annoying. Milling themselves, so Crabvine. Okay. So our opponent has 2 creatures to cast here. Sure. Amalgam's annoying. Incinerator, huh? That might overall be our best play here. Bang. 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 Oh, how cute. Are you planning on staying back and blocking? Oh, that's so cute. Bring in the Clothai, bring in the paths, some number of paths. Eidolon is dubious on the draw. Boros Charm might also be dubious. That's just how we want to attack things. They'll have played out most of their good cards by turn 2 usually. Okay. Without any dedicated graveyard, I think this is a hand we keep. It's got a crab. Or a Merfolk Secret Keeper. We're getting a shield. Glimpse, yep. That gets 1 amalgam and a chill back. Question is, how much damage do I want to take? Obviously, this is a bit of a gamble that we don't hit Clothis. Clothis might even be too slow here anyway. Mag Angler. Yeah, that's almost gonna guaranteedly seal it here. Just bring back the crawler. Okay. Six, seven, 8, 9. They hit a chill or can bring back the Vengevine. We're just dead anyway, so actually they can just bring back the Vengevine with the Secret Keepers. Actually, what would I even cut for Eidolon? Can't keep the Fortlander. This man's going to deal us quite a bit of damage. Obviously, if our opponent plays a Hedron Crab, we go Searing Blaze. If they play something else, then get Secret Keeper, sure. Archamoeba. Okay. Brutality would be bad. Just hard cast an Archamoeba? Sure. We grab our grain source here. It is painful, obviously, but this forces the chump block. Gangler. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Seems to check out. Yep. Alright. Nice to get the win against Dredgevine, or yeah, Dredgevine without dedicated graveyard heap. On to the next match. Back for our third match with July Burn. Well, not Naya Burn, really, in the Manatraders series. Hands excellent, dude. If I keep it. Now my baby shark stuck in my head. Trigger. Mirror match. It's mirror match time. My opponent doesn't know what to do. Can't do things. You clearly have a bolt in your hand. Trigger. Oh, so your prowess. Okay. Makes a tiny bit more sense, sure. Mismatched mountains. Sure. Put you to 9, put you to 6, and then hope we draw some stuff. Okay. Volting my dude? Yeah. Makes sense. Ruh-roh, Ruggy. The face is the place. GG. This couldn't come out. Core Firewalkers couldn't come in. Clothes couldn't come in. How deep down the rabbit hole do we want to go? Do we bring in D-Rev? Let's look up a recent prowess list. Alright. Soul. Scar. Mage. Red Blitz. Modern. Yes, please stop doing the reset thing. Want the mono red variant. 4 copies of D-Claw. So, cards am I boarding out here? Maybe 2 copies of Lava Spike. Wow. I think we have to mulligan this hand, but yeah, that's a hand. Yeah, I guess we keep this one, put back one of the incinerators. Back an incinerator. Kill the dude. Always kill the dude. Yep. Alright, guess that kind of solves what we're... Sure. I know a place. We're all in this together. Sure. Maybe she would be in the burst lightning. I know a place. That's not going to work, dear friend. Okay, yeah, that works. That's fine. Look, that's not going to work, but never mind. They were targeting the destructible thing, not the indestructible thing. One, two, three, 6... Sorry, doing some Bedlam Reveler math. Clothis tech, sick. Alright, on to the next match. So we are back after our first 3 matches here with Burn. As a side note, I did play 1 match with Gruul midrange and we lost to Etron. So while I'm talking about the first 3 matches, this is the first 3 matches with Burn. We've actually played 4 matches thus far. We're 3-1. Obviously the 3-0 sweep here with Burn. A couple of things of note. The Clothis really performed very well in the Prowess mirror, in the Prowess Burn mirror, and I'm kind of getting a little bit hesitant with the mana costs of Core Firewalker and Clothis, so I think I'm going to be making a switch away from the Core Firewalkers, adding the 3rd Clothis, as I think Poseidon has done in one of his more recent builds, and I'm doing away with Core Firewalker. Another thing, we're a little light on Graveyard interaction. And while we were able to power through the Crabvine matchup, I do want another form of interaction. It could be Crypt, it could be... it could bring in Rip, but Rip and Clothis are a bit of a nombo. So it might just be like Relic or Surgical Extraction. just something else in the early turns to kind of mitigate the graveyard a little bit, and then until Klothys can come down and start chewing away at things. Because Klothys is a very powerful card, but he's not particularly fast at dealing with the graveyard. Beating Gobos was nice there. Beating Crabvine was nice, and then obviously the mirror match. Very, very powerful and very relevant decks in the meta right now. Prowess obviously is relevant. Crabvine not so much, but it is a pseudo dredge deck. I don't think it's quite as good as dredge, but I think it has more, maybe a little bit more explosive potential, or a little bit better of a plan B should the graveyard get shut off. So there is some upside to playing that deck, and you have access to like decent removal with like Assassin's Trophy or whatnot in the post board games instead of having to. Well, I guess technically, regular dredge can bring in Assassin's Trophy too, but they're more likely to have Nature's Claims and such. So, deck was a blast. I'm going to make some small adjustments to the sideboard. I am pretty happy with the main deck, other than maybe the Searing Blazes. I'm not sure like what else you could add. I know Poseidon, I think, was running like Skull Cracks to free up some room in the sideboard. A lot of it's just what do you want to hedge in the main deck. So, anywho, nice 3-0 run there in today's video. And we'll be back next time with some more of this deck, but a little bit slightly different build in the sideboard. So, this has been John for MTG Nexus. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.